Electric Avenue. Welcome back to Hashtag Just Saying. Oh, my goodness.
Shit.
Sean is punching tables. That is Sean. I am Tara. Okay.
That wasn't even my skull ring. That was my glitter ring. It sounded like I hit my skull ring on there because it's so big.
Bulky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get like a good thing happening here. Well, it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining us again. Right off the bat, I'm going to say to anybody listening via audio, you can check out the first 30 or so minutes on YouTube. It's fun. It is handshakingly fun. To the video people, you can check the audio out everywhere. But
the rest of the show.
Yeah, the rest of the show, because it's a little bit longer than we post on YouTube. Thank you for reminding me, Sean. You listen to it basically everywhere, but if you need a suggestion, there's iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, and also Anchor. We've been starting to get a lot of people listening to us on Anchor, which is very cool.
For Anchor.
Yes. And we are now on Spotify.
Spotting.
Which is, I love Spotify, and to be on Spotify is just, oh, yay. I don't know if I'd call it an honor, but it's badass. Definitely badass. So there's that. Now that we got all the horn out of the way, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. That is all the whoring I need to do, yes. Now, indeed. So, I had today off from work.
Well, lucky you.
Lucky me. This is not a humble brag. I'm not...
Well, it should be.
No, I'm not bragging at all. It's... Okay, here we go. Yep, I'm just... We're roller coastering into this story. So, I took today off from work. Originally, what was supposed to happen is there is a... I could probably say this because she doesn't listen. There is a... I know, isn't that nice when you know somebody doesn't listen and you can be like, hey, fuck you. No. There is a...
Your mama was a snowblower.
There is a surprise last-minute birthday party happening for my mom this weekend. She's turning 75, and myself, I know, is... Well, living long.
Hey, Mom.
Living long. She, she every day. Boom, boom, boom. So, my niece and nephews and myself decided last minute to throw her a surprise party because there is a, what would you call that? Like a group party that's happening on Sunday. It's my mom, my nephew's daughter, my nephew's wife's dad, and her stepbrother. It's a birthday party for like all of them.
Fathers, brothers,
I know.
cousins, former roommates.
I know. So I was like, okay. So we decided that instead of, in addition to that celebration, to have a separate celebration because great good times come on. Because, oh yeah, it's all right.
It better be all right. We don't need your permission.
No, we do not need your permission to celebrate. Celebration is happening. So, I took today off because originally my niece was going to take today and she was going to cook. And
why am I hearing the word was?
I know.
What happened here that didn't happen?
It's past tense now.
Yeah.
Yes. So, here we go. So, my niece originally was going to spend all day cooking today. And I know. So, I felt bad, right? I'm like, she's doing a lot of work. This is horrible. How can I possibly pitch in some way? Now, I had time off I needed to burn.
Welcome to the Actually Show.
I know, I should have called it.
I'm Actually Sean.
Should have been ... actually.
We might change that.
I know.
We're still thinking about it.
I know. So, right. So, I had time off I needed to get rid of by March. Oddly enough.
I'll take some.
I know. Oddly enough, I carried time over into this year, and I didn't think I was going to. I know.
Oh no.
I know. Because I thought I burned it all. Because I got sick. I got sick a few times. And then I'm that person, like, I look out my window and I see like 8 snowflakes, and I'm like, too much.
Nope.
Nope. Too much. I'm up. I'm noping the fuck out. Nope. Staying home in bed. Because I don't live near my work. And it's a shitty enough drive as it is. And so when there is something like a combat like snow, I don't like messing with it. Especially like if it's going to be like continue snowing all day, because you just know the road's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't like messing with that. So I only got to call in a couple times because of snow, which is still disappointing. Sometimes I'm at work.
My car's so sick. I'm so sorry.
I know, I'm so sick.
My car's sick.
I'm
so
sick.
Sorry.
I'm sick and I'm so sorry. I usually am.
Put the phone up to the car while it's trying to turn over.
Yeah.
See? It's coughing. That's the car coughing. We're both sick.
My car. Oh, they're going to love me because I have to leave early Tuesday, but that's coming up in a minute. So, anywho's, I said, I'll take today off. Originally, she was going to cook here, and then that ended up, she was going to cook at my nephew's house. So I thought, I'll take the day off. I'll, maybe take her grocery shopping if she needs to buy any supplies for the crap she's got to cook. I can do that. Throw money at a problem. That's all you can do. Throw money at a problem. Yep. So that's how that was going to go down. So I texted her and let her know I had today off. And she's like, all right, cool. And I texted her last night. And I said, last night was, yep, okay. I texted her because I never know what day it is anymore. So I texted her last night. I was like, don't forget I have tomorrow off. If you need help with anything, I'm ready to go. And she's like, cool. She goes, I think I need to go shopping to get some stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then she's like, and then we'll just hang out after until you have to go home. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. Thumbs up emoji. I am ready with the thumbs up emoji. I got a text from her like an hour later, and she goes, okay, change a plan because I have to babysit.
Oh,
and I went, what?
The hell?
I know. So she's like, I got to babysit. So I was like, okay, I understand. So she goes, now I have to... But that screwed her over a little bit because she goes, now I'm going to have to cook Saturday morning and the party is Saturday night. Yeah. Is your mic out?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, what happened to you?
I don't know. I didn't touch it.
Oh, what happened to Sean?
I haven't moved yet.
Sean.
You sound like Joe.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not trying to sound like anybody but me. There you go. Yep.
Yay.
All right. Don't move. Don't touch that wire. Raise your hand.
Stay.
Yeah, I know. We're going to try. So, anyway. So, that's how that went down. Now, I am a few hundred miles over my oil change time. So, I said, you know what? I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to go get an oil change because I need to. And while I'm there, I'm going to talk to the guy about a remote starter because I'm meaning to have a remote starter put in my car because it's so fucking cold. Right? Oh, nasty.
Well, it's going to start warming up now.
I know it's going to start warming up, but you know what? It's going to be cold again at some point.
Yep, that's how we're all getting sick up here.
And the car ain't paid for, so I'm going to have it for at least another 5 years. So I'd like a remote starter to make my life just a tad bit easier.
I'm hoping to get rid of mine at least within the year.
Really? Fair enough.
Hopefully.
All right. So, I went to the dealership, and I pull in front of the sales department. I walk in, and the guy goes, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I hope so." And he goes, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, I wonder if it's possible to get an oil change." And he goes, "Oh, and he goes,
that means no right away.
Yeah, you know when they hesitate, you're just like, oh, fucked. And he goes, well, here's the thing. He goes, what year is your car? And I said, 2019. And he goes, oh, so he's going on this little computer, and he goes,
Oh, this is going to be expensive.
no, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. He goes, well, there's a recall on a lot of models. And then he goes, but you're not in it. And
Yay.
I went, well, finally, something. And he goes, but we're booked solid through next week, through the weekend, trying to get everybody going with the recalls. He goes, so even if we couldn't even do it this weekend if you came back. And I went, aw, that sucks. And he goes, yeah, I'm sorry. And he goes, do you want to make an appointment for one? I said, sure. So I made an appointment, and I misjudged. You know sometimes when you think like, oh, I get out of work at like 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So if I leave, so anyway, I don't know what made me say it, but I was like, yeah, 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm still going to be at work. So I don't know. I'll have to, I dream a genie myself there. Be like, boom, here I am. No, what's going to end up happening is I'll have to ask to skip lunch. Be like, can I skip my lunch and leave early for an oil change? That'll be great. So anyway, I talked to the guy about remote starter, and then I nearly had a stroke. Because he goes, oh, and he said, yeah. And this is when he was utterly honest with me, and I give him points for that. He goes, I said, I like talking about remote starter, and he goes, okay. And then he goes, it's going to be expensive. And I went, really? And he goes, oh, yeah. And I said, what's really expensive to you? Because everybody has different levels. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was going to be like, a couple $100. That might be like, somebody might, oh, clutch the pearls. $200? Jesus Christ. But, but like, and I had budgeted X amount of dollars for it. So I was ready. I kind of had a ballpark figure. Unfortunately, his figure went way out of my ballpark. It was like Big Poppy hit it way up. It left Fenway. So I'll actually tell you all the numbers because I don't care. Just in case anybody else has a Subaru and is thinking about this. So I asked the guy, and he's like, yeah, it's going to be expensive. And then he said, well, what's going on is, he said, a lot of people have been trying to put aftermarket starters in this. He said, and it fucks the battery. He goes, it fucks the battery and some other component. He said, and it fries them, and then they end up having to replace shit. He goes, so I'd be very cautious if I were you getting an aftermarket one. He goes, because of the damage that it can do. He said, but if you can find a place that will guarantee you that they'll fix something, if it'll, kill it, he's like, then that's good. He goes, but we can't install aftermarket ones. We've tried, and it doesn't work. So we have to get it right from Subaru. So I said, okay. And he goes, but they'll guarantee it for the life of the car. And I said, okay. And he goes, but it's going to cost you about $700.
Oh, it's a butt.
Oh.
My mic's out again. Well, wait.
No, it's not. I hear you perfectly.
Half and a half.
No, I hear you perfectly. Maybe your headphones are out.
What?
So, exactly. So, he said 700 and my body shook. I was like, $700? Are you crazy? Oh! So, I did not have that in my budget. As you may have, because my car ain't remotely starting right now. So, I said, okay. Now, I was under the impression, and they told me this before, I thought that when I got the remote starter, that they'd issue me a new key. So I said, do I get a new key fob or anything for it? And he goes, no, we just give you a little remote on its own. And I was like, you mean all that money I'm spending and you can't even issue me a new thing? I was like, I have to carry 2 things? And I realized that I sound like ridiculous. But when you put your keys in your pocket, right? And you have X amount of keys, and then you have the key for your car, and then you have a remote start remote on top of that, makes your pocket bulky. I don't need all the pocket bulk. I know, it's first world problems. I know. I'm a jerk, but I don't care. I don't care. I didn't want all that stuff. I was hoping that we could do it so that, like, I could have an app on my phone and just, boom, just start it with the app. That would be badass. That'd be like Batman. My bad will cough. He coughed. Sorry.
Oh.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I really like calling the Batmobile. Be like, boop, boop, boop.
Keaton!
Get over here.
Help! Batman! Keaton!
Be like, hey, get over here. You know, they can do a lot with cars, but they can't make it, come here. They can't do that yet. So, that was kind of like the shit part of my day, because the one thing that I was hoping to get done, I didn't get done. But, so I said, okay, I have an iPhone, all right? Not a humble brag, because I'm not proud of it. But... But my phone has been I'll be doing something on like Spotify or like whatever, and my battery will be at 90%, and then I'll go to do something, and in the next second it's like 62%. Like my battery dies so quick.
My last phone was doing that.
And there's a thing in your settings where you can check your battery health. So I went to look at the battery health. My battery was running at like 81%, and there's a big notice at the top of the screen. It's like, your battery is sufficiently low, and you may want to consult a tech.
No shit.
So I was like, I didn't want to like get a new phone yet, because I'm like, this one still works good, except for the black screen of death I got twice. Other than that, it works perfectly fine. I know. Other than the time it died twice and called 911 on me, it's been perfectly fine. So I said, I'm not ready to get a new phone yet. And that's not really in my budget. So I said, well, let me see if the Apple store can fix it. So I had to go all the way to Hingham. I know. I used to work in Hingham too. And like, that was a really cool job. It was cool in the sense that like I could put on headphones and people wouldn't bother me all day. And I was like, I had to design proxy voting cards, which is ridiculous. It's like these things for companies, and it's like so that the corporate brass can vote on stupid shit. So it's like yes, no, abstain, and all this other lame shit. But I got paid a good amount of money to do this job, and I was really sad when they closed the office in Hingham. I was really sad when they laid me off.
Oh, I got something else in my mind.
Oh.
So what you were describing on what you did.
And they closed the office in Hingham, and they left the New York office open, which doesn't help me at all. So I was like, shit. So I was driving through Hingham, and I was driving like around the area I used to work. And you know, like when you date somebody, and then you break up, and you drive like near their neighborhood, and you're like, oh. And like you get memories, and I'm like driving, and like memories are coming, and I'm like, oh man, I remember. And then I'm like, you know what? I used to hate coming down here.
Now I hate it even more.
I know. It's like, fuck this place. Fuck Hingham. Screw you. I hated traffic in the morning. That was some bullshit trying to get through Hingham at 6 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so I made it over there, and I find the Apple store, which, by the way, does not have a sign on the outside of it. I went past it twice.
It's an Apple out there?
There's no... Well, the app... Okay, wait. Before you think I'm nuts, right? I know. It's a it's a big glass building, right? Which, I mean, I'm looking at the road. I can't, I figured there'd be like a big apple on the top of the thing, right? No, it's on the side wall. So I went past it, and then I was coming back, and I see...
Past it again?
No, I see the little apple thing finally, which is almost the exact same color as the wall. It's just like 2 shades off, so you just barely see it. And I'm like, for a company that likes to put their shitty little logo on everything, they even have a little... They make sure they put the shitty apple on the back of the phone so that you know it's an apple. And they put that little shitty apple on the back of their little computers and shit. It's like, look, it's an apple. It's like, for a company that loves to smear their logo over everything, you would figure it'd be all over the building.
Yeah.
And not, incognito on the side of the fucking wall.
Not a light shaded gray with a silver apple, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull in, and I walk in, and there's like a greeter at the door. And he has like an iPad, and he's ready for you. And he's like, what are you here today for? Can I help you? I'm like, my phone sucks.
You know what they should have?
What?
A big bucket of actual apples right next to you. As you walk in. How you doing? Have an apple. Welcome.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
It's Macintosh. Get it? Ha ha.
Well, I have like a little display. You can get
Yeah.
like 6 different apples.
Aw. I'd like
have an apple.
2 Red Delicious, please.
Oh.
Sean.
Those are good.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I told the guy, I was like, listen, my phone battery, I even showed him the battery health on my phone. I was like, look at that. And he goes, oh, that's bad. I know, that was almost what he did. He was like, oh.
Sit down. Sit down. I'll help you.
No. He wasn't there to help. He was there to figure out who needed to help me.
He's the triage person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he goes, we can get that fixed for you. And I'm like, great.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm like, cool. So he goes,
It cost you an arm and leg, but no problem. Sit down.
Wasn't that expensive. So he goes,
Vaseline.
I need to scan your Apple ID. And I said,
You ain't scanning my apples.
You ain't scanning my apples. So he goes, so I was like, where do we find that? Because I don't know. And he goes, it's in your settings. Open up your settings for me. So I'm like, great.
I'm not that kind of girl.
I know. I need dinner and a movie before I show you my settings. This is personal. This is personal stuff. So, aside from that, I have a very goofy picture as my settings, my profile pic on my phone. But anyway. So, we got that going, and he goes... there's, like, people all over the place, right? So, they call the people who work at Apple Store, it's the Genius Bar. They're geniuses. Apple geniuses, right? That's important for the story, and I need you to know that. So, he's like, you see those crate-looking things over there? He's like, why don't you sit on one of those? It's like a box. He wanted me to sit on a box. He's like, sit over there, and somebody
That's
will
where
be...
the apples came in.
Yeah, I know.
Fresh from the farm.
Yes. It's this wooden box. I mean, it's
a crate.
It looks like something that, like, you would buy at IKEA. But, like, you know that it like, you know those simplistic things? And then you go, like, oh, that probably costs, like, $10. But it ends up costing, like, $800. I'm like, whoa. Like, I know it's a shitty little thing, but it was probably a very expensive little box they bought. Uh-huh. So I sit down and I'm waiting. And then this guy comes over and he's like, you're Tara. And I'm like, yeah? I'm thinking, like...
Last I checked, yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, how do they know this? Because,
Should pull out a mirror and say, yes, it's me.
Well, no. But my Apple ID photo is not me. So, it's a photo of an actor that I like. So I'm sitting there going, how do they know? And now they know I like that actor. It's like, okay, that's fine. It used to be Tim Curry. Like an evil picture of Tim Curry, and he's looking down, and he's looking all, That was, but I changed it a little while ago, because, I like variants. So he's like, you have a problem with your battery? And I'm like, yeah. So he sits down next to me, and we're going through everything. And he's like, okay. He goes, well, this isn't going to be too hard. We'll just, replace your battery. And he's going on. And I said, his name was Michael. Hi, Michael. And we were going through it, and I was like, Michael, I was a little intimidated. Yeah. So I said, Michael, I was a little intimidated coming in here. And he goes, you're intimidated? He got like, well, you're intimidated, why? And I went, genius. And he goes, oh. And he's like, well, don't worry, we'll get you there. Now, we continued with the conversation, and the little troll in the back of my head said, psst, Michael just called you a dumbass. And I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, he kind of did call me a dumbass just now. I was like, what the fuck, Michael? I thought we had a thing.
I thought you were my bro, man.
Yeah, alright. Fuck off, Michael. You got the cough before I can mute. Alright. I thought we were cool, but fuck off, Michael. It's all right. So anyway, I had to wait about an hour. And yeah, I know. So he goes, actually, he takes my phone and he looks at me and then he's like, is there anybody you need to tell that you won't be available for an hour? And I was like, no, there's nobody I need to tell. Nope, nobody needs to know. And he's like, okay. So I said, all right, well, so I pondered in the store for a little bit, and then I just went out to my car, because there's a lot of people in there, and I don't like a lot of people. I don't like people. So I went out to my car. And I sat there, and, you know, like, when you have downtime, like, my first instinct was, oh, I'll text Jay, and then I'll, tell Sean something, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, fuck, they have my phone! I was like, I can't even look I can't do anything! And then I was like, damn, you know I rely on my phone to kill time. I can't kill time now. I couldn't listen to music. It had all my music on my phone. So I just kind of sat there. I sat there and parking lot watched. I watched people come and go, and I'm like, you look shady. This lady pulled up with a little dog in her car, and I was like, Bubber! Hi, Bubber! He was adorable. He had a little vest. It was cute. So, my phone is ready. I go back in, and I sit down, and I'm sitting on the box again. And like 10 minutes later, this girl comes on to me, and she's like, hey, Tara. And I'm like, how the fuck do you people know? Because this isn't even the same person I was dealing with.
No, it was a guy.
Yeah, so I'm like, how do you people know? Geniuses. I don't know. So she's like, your phone's all set. And I was like, great. So she hands me my phone. I had to sign and, whatnot. And then she's like, do you want to pay by card or you want to Apple Pay? And I looked at her and I was like, oh, I've never Apple Paid before. And she's like, oh, it's easy. So there's a thing, like, when I push a certain sequence of buttons, like the Apple Pay thing will come up. So I'm sitting here fidgeting with my phone trying to get the stupid thing to come up. And she watches me for a few minutes and then goes, if you just put your phone on this pad, it'll just do it. And I went, well, fuck you, Betty. Maybe you should have said something. Instead of sitting there watching me struggle.
And the troll said, she's calling you a dumbass too.
I know. Betty thinks I'm a dumbass too. Son of a bitch. No respect in the Apple Store.
No respect, I tell you.
I know. It's like, over here. But so that was my day. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. So then I thought that there would be nobody in the store. Because now it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, there's not going to be anybody in the store. I'm going to get in, get what I need, and then get out. It's going to be great. I get to the store, everybody's at the market. I'm like, don't you people have jobs or something? Like, shouldn't you all be doing something? So I go in, and I have regrets. Because it's not just like, okay, now the store was busy. And on top of...
Spaghetti, all covered with cheese.
I couldn't get down the spaghetti aisle, I tell you. Couldn't get down the spaghetti aisle for the life of me. On top of people just randomly standing in the middle of the aisle with their shitty fucking carts so they can look at something. Now you have, like, the employees who are stocking the shelves. So it's like fucking...
There should be certain times of the day that they do that. They seem to pick the busy times to do that.
They do. So it's like a game of Frogger. Like, I have to get around one thing and then get around another thing. There's, like, all these obstacles I have to avoid.
Without getting squashed by the carts.
And, like, for the most part, people are just completely unaware of other people. Like, I'm behind this person, and he's diddly-dallying. And and he's, like, in the middle of the aisle, and he's, like, going... And I'm just, oh man, just move!
Is he doing the electric slide or something?
Well, it looks like he couldn't decide on his tomato sauce. So he's like, no.
That's when you just reach over and grab one and say, here, now move.
Yeah. This is a good one.
Just pick out the shittiest one. Yeah, this is the best one there, and I'll leave.
And prego, it means thank you in Italian, so you're welcome. So, I don't know. There's just a lot of people. So I got to the checkout, and the woman, how they pass the day with you. And she's like, oh, how's your day? And I'm like, well, until I walked in this store, it was fine. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, no. It's just very busy. And she's like, oh. And then she goes, typical Friday. And I went, really? Why? And then I remembered as I got to my car that the Super Bowl is this weekend. Mm-hmm. And I went, son of a bitch.
What was this?
I know. I was like, people would probably stop shopping so they could get food for the Super Bowl and shit.
Yeah.
That didn't even occur to me. I was like, oh, I'm dumb. That genius guy was right.
Damn that troll.
Damn that troll. I am excited about 2 Super Bowl things. One, that Bill Murray's going to have a commercial based on the Groundhog Day movie.
Sweet.
So I'm very excited about that. It's for Jeep. Look for it. And did you see, a friend of mine told me about this. They did a commercial that killed Mr. Planter.
No.
Have you seen this?
No.
Oh. I didn't know. This person said it to me, and I thought they were bullshitting me.
And I just finally got myself a thing of Planters cheese balls and cheese curls.
You found the cheese balls?
Yes. Stop and
Did you? Nice. Jay found them. Oh boy, he ran back to the store. He's like, I gotta get my cheese balls.
Yeah, the cheese balls and the cheese curls.
Yeah. Have you tried the cheese balls yet?
I haven't opened it yet.
Now when you try them, let me know, because I thought that they were really salty.
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind that they're different than they used to be in the 80s. And
Jay,
everything that they bring back or whatever that used to be cool.
Right.
The ingredients seem a little different now.
Right.
Something's missing or something changed. They suck.
Yeah, like the Crystal Pepsi. Like they brought it back, and I was like, what did they do to it?
I was so happy, and then I was very disappointed.
Happy and then sad. So, I found them to be a little salty.
Salty balls!
Salty, cheesy balls. The whole thing. So, but according to Jay, they taste very similar. I don't know. It's been a long time. So Planters used to make these little cheese balls, and they were really cool. They were in a container about yay tall. You notice the container's a little smaller than it used to be.
That's what happened with Ecto Cooler. When they brought that back, the little juice boxes were actually little. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was disappointing too.
Yeah.
It didn't even taste the same either.
No, it didn't. So they have the little Planters thing, and you take the plastic lid off, and then there was like a ring pull. Mm-hmm. So it was almost like opening a can of soda. You're like, shh. You open it up, and they were delicious.
Were?
Yeah, I know. And then in the late 90s, they stopped making them. And then everybody, got pissed about it. I'm still waiting for them to bring back the PB Crisps. Do you remember PB Crisp? Mm-hmm. Oh, they were good. I've written letters. I've got nothing.
Yeah, so... And, was it 4 cheese Doritos?
Oh, I loved 4... No, we can't even do this. We don't have enough time. I loved 4 cheese Doritos.
We are going down that fatty rabbit hole.
I know. I loved 4 cheese Doritos. They were the best Doritos. I wish they'd bring them back just for like a summertime thing. Be like,
something.
Yeah, like for a quick, hey, limited edition.
Yeah.
4 cheese Doritos. People will eat that up. So, anyway, they used to make them. They stopped making them, and they brought them back, I think, a year ago. But I haven't been able to find them. And then randomly, Jay came home with them the other night. He's like, look, I found cheese balls! He was very excited. And I had stopped looking for them because I couldn't find them. And now you found them. They're coming around, I guess. Took us a year to get them. That's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I opened up the cheese curls.
Yeah.
Had a few. They're still good.
Okay.
I haven't opened the other one yet. Part of me wants to get a couple of the cheese balls and just keep them sealed. Because they're probably going to take them away in a month or two.
Nothing
we probably won't see them again for another 15 years.
You dick. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
That's what made me laugh. I fucking dribbled iced tea on myself like an old person. Nurse! It's just because that's what made it funny, is because it's true. Like, you really like a product, like you like something, and then it's like the company finds out and they're like, oh, you like that? Then you can't have it anymore.
Right, exactly.
Right. So anyway, so they killed off in a commercial, they killed off Mr. Planter. This apparently was a social experiment by planters because they wanted to, like, see how people would react to killing a fictional character. So people, it's worked because it's all over, well, not all over social media, but people are talking about it. And during the Super Bowl, oh, you know who's in the ad? You would never fucking guess who's in the ad. Wesley Snipes.
Wow.
I know!
He didn't work, good for him.
Sean! It's Wesley Snipes, Mr. Planter, and some other actor that I didn't even recognize. And they're driving down a canyon thing, and there's like an armadillo in the middle of the thing. So they swerve to avoid it. They end up going off the road, and they're hanging by like a tree branch. So Wesley Snipes is like, there's too much weight on this branch. One of us has to jump. So he's arguing with the actor about it. And then he looks over at Mr. Peanut, and Mr. Peanut's like, yep. And he's like,
I got this.
yeah. And he goes, don't you do it, Mr. Peanut. And I start laughing so hard because he says it so fucking serious. He's like, don't you do it. And Mr. Peanut's like, tip of the hat. And he's like, phew, and he falls. And he lands on top of the upside down car. And Wesley looks down and he goes, maybe he's okay. And then the car explodes. And he goes, guess not. So he dies. So I don't know if that's going to air during the Super Bowl, but during the Super Bowl, they are going to air a separate commercial. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Someday we won't be coughing again.
Hopefully.
Right. I forget what I was talking about. All right, I got it. Genius. It says, like, during the Super Bowl, they are going to show a commercial with his funeral. They're going to air his funeral during the Super Bowl. The funeral of Mr. Peanut. I actually just want to see this to see. It's either going to be like A, they're going to have like movie stars or something, or B, there'll be other fictional characters that come to his funeral.
That's what they should do.
I so want the fictional character thing. I want Mr. Twinkie front row. Let's see. It's like you get like Mr. Twinkie. Now I'm trying to think of like fictional characters, and I can't think of any.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
The Pillsbury Doughboy. Holy shit!
He
can cry like people could like poke him, and he'd be like, "Boo-hoo!" Oh shit!
What's that guy that used to sing that cheese, that honka honka